Awesome. Let's fucking go. Welcome in, everyone. We are back with a vengeance. Let's fucking go. Welcome back to Streamers Unscripted Podcast chat. We have fucking missed you. We've missed you. Here to my this way. Are we this way? We're this way.
Oh,
there we go.
Way.
This way.
Yeah, that way. There we go.
That way. There we go. We got it right. Is my new co-host, Mellend.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming in. I really much appreciate it. How are we all doing?
We've had an amazing stream. Did we raid in with 22 people? I think it was 22 people, which is an amazing number. Amazing number. Like for the first podcast back, I didn't expect us to have a lot of people, but hey ho, everyone's here, which is freaking amazing. So welcome in. We've got a lot to chat about. Mellend is a guy from the UK. We're going to do a couple of intros. So Moxie, welcome in. Everyone in. Anonymous Cheer, thank you so much for the 100 biddies. Heckus, welcome in. We've got a hype train.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What
is going on here?
We've got a freaking hype train. Dark Hippo, thanks for the gifted sub on OBG. Let's go, Heckus. PJC coming in with the 300 biddies as well, dude.
PJ. Moxie
what
as well.
What a freaking legend. Moxie! Wolfman Games is in here. We've got the original squad. What an absolute bunch of legends you guys are. Thank you so much for coming in. So we're going to be changing things up on the podcast because there's only two of us. We want to make it more of a narrative. Like, Mellend, you've been on a podcast before, haven't you?
Yes, sir. Back in the day.
And what did you do on your previous podcast?
So I first started podcasting at just before COVID hit in 2020. So I started a little podcast with a few friends talking about nerdy stuff. It was more of a pop culture podcast. And then COVID hit, so that kind of died a death. And then I decided to go out alone. So I started a podcast called Waffling On. It's no longer with us. I decided to stop doing it because it was taking up a lot of time and I was no longer enjoying it that much. But yeah, I interviewed a few musicians. I interviewed a guy off The Apprentice who got into the semi-finals, if I remember rightly.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I've had a bit of experience when it comes to podcasting, let's say.
You're not a newbie to podcasting. That's good, man. That's good.
No.
Yeah, so I think it's good. It's good to have a variety. Guys, I'm just looking at the chat at the moment. Mummy D, thank you for the 100 bits. Heckus with the gifted to Ganth. Heckus with the gifted to Giggles as well. Backstreet, welcome in. 200 bits, man. Thank you so much. We're on a level 2 hype train for our first Welcome Back podcast.
House Doctor with the raid as well.
House Doctor coming in with the... I didn't even see the raid. House! Jesus, thank you so much, man.
Welcome
to all the raiders. Jesus Christ. I didn't expect it to be this busy. I'm a little bit nervous now.
No, shitting myself.
Shitting my pants. So for people who came to the podcast before, you know me, I'm OBG, you've come from my stream, you know what I'm about. But a lot of people don't know about this guy. So this is who we want to introduce. So Mellend, tell us a little bit about you and what's your background? Where are you from? What do you do? What's your jam, dude? Let's talk about you.
So, background. So, people who are from the UK might notice that my accent is a little bit northern, let's per se. I'm from the northwest originally. I no longer live there. I live down south now. So I live with my partner, who's from the south in Kent. We met on holiday. How many years ago now? 7 years ago, I think we're on. And I decided to move down here. So that is more or less my background. And then, yeah, I've been come back to streaming for about, how long we're talking now? 2 months, I think I've been back. Started streaming in 2021, late 2021. Took a little bit of a break because I had a little boy in 2020, and it was just taking up too much time. Obviously, I had the bright idea to start streaming when I'd had a newborn baby. Who thinks about doing that at that time of their lives?
Crazy.
Crazy, man, yeah. I'm stupid for doing that. But if anyone ever goes and checks out my stream, you might see a few clips where Oscar, my little boy, he was a toddler, and he never used to move. So when they're very young, you can just kind of put them in a place, and they don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's a few clips I think on my Twitch where Oscar's literally sat next to me while I'm streaming, and then he's just with an iPad. Honestly, it's like I'm such a great dad. I just put an iPad in front of him. You sit there, I'll stream. You'll be all right, I'm sure. So yeah, had a little boy and then took some breaks from streaming because I just wanted to focus on being with him and focus on work and stuff like that. And then I decided to get back into it more or less because I once jumped into your stream and for some reason I just kind of thought, you know what, I want to do it again. You kind of gave me that urge to do it.
Amazing, man. That's awesome because, like I say, we're all out here having fun. Like the main purpose of everyone in life is to have fun. Life's too freaking short because when you have a kid, it's hard because you have to dedicate time to family and you have to dedicate time to like giving them the things they need to grow up, which is a massive like responsibility and having that downtime. But like you say, when they're that young, you can put them in like a little kangaroo rocker chair and they can sit there for like an hour and just happily just bounce away.
Exactly.
When they're older, they're going to be biting your ankles. So
I miss those days, mate. I miss those days. Oscar is crazy now. You cannot literally put him anywhere. He just wants to be everywhere and anywhere. We obviously as you know, we went on holiday recently. Our first holiday with Oscar, and let's just say we needed a holiday to get over the holiday because it was hard work.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone in chat knows if you've got kids going on holiday, it's probably not the most relaxing of experiences. You want to get away to have a break, and you just have you're basically picking up your life, taking the work away, and just having it in the sun, which is what you want. Yeah. But yeah, I see what you mean. You need a holiday from your holiday, dude, for sure.
Exactly.
How are you finding getting back into streaming?
I think it's great. I've been quite lucky that I think getting into a good community that's not just a Discord or a community that is literally just there to self-promo. I don't think they are good for anybody. Personally, I think you need to find a community that you gel with and that you give good and you invest good time in it, you know what I mean? You give what you get back, and I came across you and I came across the Team OBG Discord, and everyone is very supportive, and ever since I've come back, it's made life so much easier. There's never a stream where someone from the community doesn't pop in and say hello, and it just makes the streaming what you want to do it for, you know? It makes it entertaining, it helps you bounce off chat, and that's what it's all about for me.
Yeah, I think you're right. I've been streaming for 18 months, well, 18 or 19 months, and when you first start, you feel a little bit lost because you don't know who to chat to, what to chat about. But as soon as you find a group of like similarly like-minded people, it makes things so much easier, Exactly. And like talking about like going so far with the community, we had a meetup in Manchester last Saturday, which was fantastic. Yep. We had so many people there. PJ, we had Dazzler and his missus. We had, we had Judge Madral in there as well. I was trying to think of his name, Dom, Judge Madral. We had Elaine, we had Bait and JLo. It was just so much fun. And that's the thing. It's like for the people you meet online, amazing, absolutely amazing to come and meet face to face and like put a face to a name, and rather than seeing them behind this screen, you see them in the flesh. And we have drinks, we had really good food, which was amazing. And we've got another meetup in Leeds at Christmas to do the Christmas markets.
Bring it on.
You're coming, aren't you?
I am coming, sir. Of course I am. I've got the Friday off work. I'm gonna be there. If you see some Northerner walking around Leeds, to be fair, they're all Northerners, aren't they? But if you see some Northerner with Team OBG hat, that'll be me. Come say hello. I might buy you a beer. Depends who you are.
I bought the first round in Manchester. I'll do the same in Leeds. It'll be like, let me get the round in. Luckily, it was a bar that was relatively cheap. It was like 17 quid for the round. So
Wetherspoons then, yeah.
It probably was a Wetherspoons. Was it a chat? Whoever was in here went to Manchester. Was it Wetherspoons?
It signed that properly. That's why you meet up in Wetherspoons, weren't it? Cheapest round, you know. Yeah. Speaking of beer, should we crack one open?
Yeah, go for it. What beer have you got? Because we're both fans of Brewdogs. If you've been in my stream, you know I like a Brewdog. And Mellend is literally like another version of me with a beer.
Yes, sir.
What are you drinking?
I have a choice of two new ones that I haven't tried. So we have Clockwork Tangerine, rather, or we have Planet Pale Ale. So I'm very intrigued by the Clockwork Tangerine, so I think I'm going to crack that one open first.
I can say the Clockwork Tangerine is brilliant. I've just been looking back at chat. We've got a couple of people. Oh, you've got the glass as well.
Yes, sir.
A couple of people in chat have said they've even booked hotel. Wolfman Games has already booked a hotel. Fantastic.
Oh, yes.
Pete's booked the hotel as well. I've booked a hotel. I think a lot of people have already booked the hotels for Manchester. So, yeah, it's going to be freaking brilliant, man. It's going to be so good.
Well,
you're cracking open the Clockwork Tangerine.
I haven't booked a hotel yet. So if someone wouldn't mind me letting me crash on their floor, that would be really appreciated. Just in case I can't get a hotel.
Just don't do what I did. Put it down as one person staying in a room and get a single fucking bed.
I don't know what you're doing. Should have got a king size, my friend.
I know. Don't ever do that again. Good people drink good beer. Yeah. Oh, look at the fucking head on that.
I know.
Nice.
I didn't pour it great. I'm not gonna lie.
I've got a special glass that I'm drinking my beer in today on this podcast because Pete bought a nice beer selection for me, and it's on that box, which is good people drink good beer. Have you seen the cans that PJ bought? Because they've got my name on them.
I did, and I think it's so cool that he did that.
It's brilliant. So I'll for the people who are watching this live on Twitch, I'll get the cans and show you. So PJC 2099, the guy who's in chat at the moment, absolute legend, went to Brewdog and personalised cans of beer with my name and my face on them. So this is what they look like. So this is, come on, focus in. Put my hand behind it. There you go. So literally Old Bold G beer. And if I turn it round, it's got my face on it. It's so absolutely fantastic. Like, totally unexpected. So Pete, again, I keep saying thank you. I'll keep saying thank you, man, because it's an awesome present, dude. So yeah, absolute legend. Really, really appreciate it, PJ, for my 40th birthday. And you were holding on for that for a couple of months as well. So yeah, we've got the glass here.
Oh,
which is the Brewdog glass that came with it. So we're gonna be using that glass to get a beer out of the fridge. So you're on the Clockwork Tangerine.
I am, sir.
Let me got two. I've got a double hazy, or I've got an almost famous, and the almost famous is the one I haven't tried.
I've not tried that. Well, how much difference is there between a double hazy and a normal hazy?
They do hazy, double hazy, and triple hazy. They go up in percentage. They taste pretty much the same, but they're stronger. So yeah. For the best streamer ever, Pete, thank you so much, man. Absolute freaking legend. I appreciate you, Pete. Again, like the community, we go back to the community. Like Pete's been around I think you've been around for like 8 months, Pete. And you've been active in Discord. We've been chatting. Finally getting to meet someone face to face it just made my fucking day. So yeah, let's try the. We've got the almost famous, which is this one.
Crack it open, sir.
It's what's the percentage?
6.8.
6.8. We'll go for that. And I'm going to do it in the glass for Pete. We're going to get it in the glass. Come on, why is it not for?
What percentage is this? Oh, it's only 4.5, but that's not too bad. I've already
lightweight,
had
baby.
3 hazy Janes before the stream, so.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that. So you're pouring it better already than I did. You've got the
properly.
knack.
I've had a lot of practice. I've got like 20 years on you.
That's true. Sure, you're age there, mate.
Now that looks absolutely banging.
Look at that, mate. Should we do a little cheers?
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, sir.
Cheers, everyone. First podcast back, and many more to continue. Oh,
that's actually really nice.
I think it tastes better out of a Brewdog glass, don't you think?
Much better, mate.
Much
better.
So we've had a bit of an intro to Mellend. Obviously, the things that we used to do on the previous podcast have been scrapped. So we've got a couple of things that we're going to want to change around. Obviously, because there's 2 of us, we're keen to get people onto the podcast to talk about their experiences, their life experiences, etc., etc. So if you aren't in the Discord, jump into the Discord. We have got I'm going to be putting up a podcast application form. So if anyone wants to join into the podcast, they can come and join in. We'll have guest speakers on the podcast. We're going to be probably doing maybe once every month, once every 6 weeks, just to have a chat with people. And it doesn't have to be streaming related. It could be anything related, whether it be like today, we found out that the Queen in the UK's died. Which is unfortunate, about 6:30 today. Did you hear it on the news, Mellend?
I literally, just after we were talking earlier, Liv shouted down to me and she was like, the Queen's died. And I thought, I knew she was ill, but I thought she was winding me up. And then obviously checked the news and she is. And what a first stream. We'll never forget this first stream, mate.
No, you're right. Yeah, it's a sad day, but obviously King Charles is going to be taking over. Yeah. And I'm not going to say Queen Camilla because she isn't the fucking Queen. It should have been Princess Diana, who is now Queen Diana, but due to the monarchy, fucking things up. Yeah, it's a sad day, but it's going to be a rememberable day. in that note. There's a couple of questions that I was going to sort of ask you, Mellend, on the gaming front, because obviously I've just come off of a stream. We're coming into here, and you're a gamer, you're a streamer.
Yes, sir.
Growing up through your youth, what were the games that you remember playing as a kid, as you grew up? And what consoles as well?
Yeah, so I had two older brothers, who were, my oldest is 7 years older, the middle brother's 6 years older, so they had a big gap. So I grew up, when I was 3 years old, I was playing Grand Theft Auto, I was playing all of them, all the games that I probably shouldn't have been playing when I was 3 years old. So I grew up mainly with PlayStations. PS1, I think, was the first console I can remember, and then we moved over to Xboxes when I got a little bit older. Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series X now. But my games mainly...
Did you have the original one? Did you have the original Xbox, the big brick?
Yes, yeah, we did. We did have the original one, but I don't think we played on it much. I don't really remember. There was one game I remember playing on it, and it was a Lord of the Rings game. I think it was a Hobbit-based game, and that's the only game I remember playing.
Did you not have the Segas or anything like that, like the Master Systems, or was that before your time?
I think my brothers did, but because I was way too young, I have no memory of it. I'm sure they did. Yeah. I remember having a Sega. I think they had a Nintendo 64, but even that was way before. Well, I don't know if I won't say if it was before my time. I have no memory of it at all.
Yeah. And what games do you play now then? So obviously you're streaming now. I've seen you stream like FIFA and stuff as well. So what sort of mix of games do you play?
So I like to do a variety. So usually when I'm streaming on a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, it depends who are on. So if I mainly stream on Xbox with my friends, my IRL friends. So we'll usually start off with a bit of Fortnite, hopefully get a few wins, which we're on a bit of a roll, to be honest. So I think we've had like 4 or 5 wins in a row. So hopefully we can keep that up. But we'll play a bit of that, then we'll usually move on to a bit of Among Us. We started a new game recently called Rubber Bandits, which is a really good laugh to play.
Rubber Bandits? I've never heard that.
It's like I don't know, it's a physics game. So you basically, it's only 4 people, so you can only do a max of 4 people, and you all join a lobby, and there's a few different mini games you can do. You can kill each other.
Is that the guys with the elastic bodies? Am I thinking of a different game?
It might be. I think it might be. Yeah, it's just a physics game, so you can launch stuff at each other. There's all sorts of different game modes where you've got like team deathmatch, and there's one where there's heist game mode where you have to collect the most of the cash and escape in time. So that's quite a fun game to play. It's good, mate. Honestly, on stream, if you were doing a community games night or something, it's a really good game to play.
And out of the games that you've been playing, you play Fortnite as well. Do you play that on stream?
Yeah, I'll play it. I'll play it. We usually start and do a bit of Fortnite for maybe an hour, and then we'll move over to something else, which is like usually the main game that we're going to play for the evening. We've been playing Among Us recently. Chat seemed to really enjoy that. One of my friends, Ash, he's got on the wrong side of my chat, unfortunately, and they constantly think he's a suspect. Even when the chat know that I'm imposter, they're already out in Ash. Yeah, they hate him for some reason. I don't know why. He's a very lovable guy, but chat don't like him, unfortunately.
He's got a reputation.
He has.
And there's obviously have you grown up with FPS games, or have you grown up with like different games? Do you like shooter games more than others, or what sort of genre do you like playing, or are you a bit of a mix?
So I enjoyed Call of Duty back in the day when Modern Warfare, and then what was the World War II one that came out after Modern Warfare?
World at War.
World at War. I really enjoyed the single player on that. I enjoy the single player on it more than I do the multiplayer. I'm not a big fan of the multiplayer, only because I'm really bad at it. If I was any good, I'd enjoy it, but I just don't like being killed and respawning every 5 seconds. It's not for me. It's really not for me. Oh, I have got it on the PC. I think I've got it on Steam, but I've not played it in so long. It is. It's the number one in my opinion. The story mode's really good.
It is. I love that type of genre. I've grown up with Call of Duty games from the originals. I recently sent out Call of Duty Big Red 1 to Gaius Brutus, one of the mods in my chat, because it's a collector's item now. I haven't got the console, and he's like, I so want that game. So after he's been supporting me since day one, so I was like, as a little bit of a thank you after the 40th birthday, I sent him that out. But yeah, like, I've grown up on FPS games. I play mouse and keyboard. I've never held a controller, so FPS are my main. And Fortnite is just so much fun now. I used to play COD, but it's toxic as shit. So
exactly, it's not enjoyable.
And I don't enjoy it.
I used to badmouth Fortnite all the time, thinking I'm not going to play that shit. It's for kids. But I'm here hooked on it, playing it on stream. I am literally everything. I've gone against everything I used to stand for. I am now that guy. But I enjoy it.
Same as me, man. I used to say, fuck that, it's a kid's game. I'm not playing a kid's game. And then I played it once, build mode. Was okay. I went in with my mates who build, and they're like, just shoot. You're better at shooting. Just keep shooting. I'm like, okay, fair enough. I'll keep shooting. And I got used to it. And then I compared it to COD and like the toxic death comms and shit you get from kids. And I'm like, fuck this. And then forever since I've been maining Fortnite. Like, how times have changed. A 40-year-old guy on stream playing Fortnite. It's brilliant, but it is fun. It's like, it puts a smile on my face every time I get a win.
Exactly. There's no, and I honestly don't think there's anything wrong with Fortnite at all. I think it's a great game, especially since you've introduced the no build. The building was what put me off majorly. I just can't keep up with that. I'm not someone that I'm not a kid that's got this like super mathematical brain that can make up these buildings within 5 seconds. I just can't do it.
No,
can't do it at all.
It's just that I think there's a lot of advantages to playing on controller because you can build quicker on controller. Like mouse and keyboard, you got to have key binds, and it's like they're so much harder. But you're right. Like there's so much the fun element, and we all want to have fun. You don't want to come home after a stressful day at work, turn on your PC or your console, and have a shit game of Call of Duty.
Exactly.
Like nobody wants that in their life.
No.
On from that, have you pre-ordered Modern Warfare 2?
No, but the only reason I haven't is because I haven't spoken to any of my friends about it. So if they are going to do it, I am 100% down because I loved that game. That was the only online multiplayer of COD that I played and really enjoyed. I loved the maps. I loved the weapons. Everything about it was great. So I am definitely going to get back into it. We did try. When they remastered Call of Duty 4, we played that for a bit, but for some reason it just didn't feel the same. So I'm hoping it... You know, when they remaster these games, I don't know whether they have... Because you're basically running off the nostalgia factor. And if it lives up to what we remember it to be, which I'm sure it will, then I'm all for it. But I just hope it's not one of those things where you go back to it and you think, was it actually that good? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. I used to love Modern Warfare 2. It was one before it started to get a little bit too futuristic. But if they bring it back, I've pre-ordered Modern Warfare 2. I've pre-ordered the standard edition, which is like 50 quid or something. And it gives you access to the beta. What I always do, and I did this with Battlefield, if I try the beta and it's shit, I'll cancel my pre-order. If I try the beta and I think, actually, that was all right, I enjoy playing that, I'll probably keep playing the game. But it's going to be a tough balance of playing Fortnite versus Call of Duty on stream. Like Fortnite, I can chat and enjoy myself and play. Call of Duty, I'm locked in and like,
focus, man.
Yeah. And I don't think it's a good streamable game. That might change for Modern Warfare 2. I don't know.
It's one of those things. For me, Call of Duty is not a game that I can watch someone stream. For some reason, I just drop off. I can't get into it at all. I mean, some people do it and they get you know, but I think usually when people who stream who get a good traction from it, it's usually because they're really good at Call of Duty. If you're just kind of a standard player or you're dying every 5 seconds, the chances are no one's going to really watch you because you can't sit there and chat like you can with Fortnite. You know what I mean? You can't be a personality and do it that way. You have to be dead focused. And I don't know. I don't think it'll be a game if I do go for it that I will stream. I think it'll be just a game I chill and play with friends.
Yeah, exactly. People in chat are saying, have we played sort of the Black Ops Cold War? I've played all of them. I've gone through the Cold War. I played Vanguard. I did 14 hours of Vanguard and then never touched it again. I literally did 14 hours when it came out, never played it again.
I've never played Vanguard. Black Ops I played, more for the zombies. When they brought out zombies in Black Ops, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoy zombies, actually, to be fair. That's the only game mode that in the newer games that I really enjoy. We tried Cold War and we played Cold War for a little bit, but for me, Cold War was super bugged out. So on my Xbox Series X, it crashed after like 5 minutes. You'd be halfway through a match, and then my Xbox would just dashboard. And I tried uninstalling it. If anyone goes on my Twitter and scrolls down quite a far bit, you will see constant tweets from me to, I think it's Activision, just saying, what the fuck is going on with this game? Sort it out, please.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't play it.
That's the thing. It's like it ruins the experience for you, and that gives you like a sour taste in your mouth. It's like, exactly. I've spent good money on this, and the experience is shit. So I totally agree with you. Modern Warfare 2 was the one with the amazing sniper missions. Yes, Modern Warfare 2 was one of the best. I can't wait for it to come out. I'm keen to see that they've got like a good campaign mode on the Modern Warfare games as well, which is always gets you into the game, gets you into the swing of things. So yeah, it's good. It's really good. But I'm keen to see what happens. Are there any other games that you're looking forward to coming out in the next sort of 6 months to a year, maybe?
There's a game that I know you're excited for, and I'm excited for it too. The Harry Potter game. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I wouldn't say I'm a massive Harry Potter fan, but I'm I watch the films and I've enjoyed them, and I've always thought to myself, a Harry Potter RPG will be so good if someone makes it. And I saw the leaks of it over the past few years. There's always been leaked footage, and people are either saying, "Is this real footage or is it fake or whatever?" But when it actually got released and announced, I thought, "Yes, here we go. This looks awesome."
Hogwarts Legacy, Judge. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Hogwarts Legacy is the game. It's been delayed. It was due to be coming out in sort of September, October time. It's pushed back for February. I've watched the trailers from Warner Brothers games. I cannot wait. I don't know what the multiplayer or campaign elements are yet. I don't know how they're going to do a multiplayer. I think it might be campaign based, like co-op campaign.
Yeah. But what do you think about what are your thoughts on pushing games back? Do you think I'm all for it? Because I think if you're going to push it, it's the same with movies. If you push a film back, I'm all for it because hopefully they're making changes that will do a betterment for the game. You know what I mean? So what are your thoughts towards it? Do you think it's something that you're for or against?
I played Cyberpunk 2077 when it came out. I bought it on console. It was buggy as shit. And I actually returned it and got a full refund after playing it.
Really?
For yes. I basically complained to Amazon and said they've released a fucking part finished game here. I'm not happy. And they said, okay, send it back to us and get. So I got like 60 quid back when it first came out.
Did you get it through Steam?
No, I bought it from. It was when I was playing on console.
Oh, really? Okay. I did hear the console version was really buggy when it first came out. I think it was all buggy, whatever platform you played on.
Yep. But Heather, thank you so much for the resub. 10 months. I appreciate you coming back in. Welcome to the new revamped Streamers Unscripted podcast with me and little old Mellend.
Thank you, Heather.
There he is.
Much appreciated.
Heather Creedy, thank you so much for coming in. I hope you're well. We're just talking about the games and the new games that are coming up in the sort of the back end of this year, starting next. And we've just talked about the Harry Potter Legacy game, Hogwarts Legacy. So we're both looking forward to that. We're talking about buggy games that we've releasing them when they're not ready. And Cyberpunk 2077 was one of those games. For me, don't release a game if it's not ready. Release it when it's at version 1 and then patch updates like Call of Duty do. So yeah, that's what I would say. Same with the film, like the Keanu Reeves John Wick 4 is going to be coming out.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for that film. We love John Wick in the Discord, and we've watched all the episodes. It's been fantastic. So yeah, I cannot wait for stuff to be released. But yeah, do a good job, because it just gives you a bad reputation. It gives people, oh fuck it, I'm not going to watch the next one because that one was half a job done. So
exactly. They pushed back the James Bond movie for a while, didn't they? They kept pushing that back because of COVID.
Yeah. And there's obviously there's a film where someone got shot on set as well. What film was that was being filmed?
That was that Alec Baldwin?
Yes, it was Alec Baldwin.
He shot someone. I'd feel terrible if I was him, because that was not his fault at all. He thought it was a prop gun, and I did feel really bad for that guy, and he must feel horrible. You know, he's accidentally killed somebody. You know, it's not great.
Yeah. Cyberpunk. I was buzzing, and then it turned out to be dog shit with all the bugs. Yep, I agree, Judge. You're right. I think a lot of people in chat have had experiences with Cyberpunk. Going back to it now, I probably would go and replay the game because it has got Keanu Reeves in it. So I probably would replay the game.
I am thinking about playing it, to be fair. I've heard since they've sorted out all the bugs that it's a really good game. It did pique my interest when it first came out, but for me, the cyberpunk setting doesn't really appeal all that much. The futuristic kind of that doesn't appeal to me. I don't know why. Maybe I should give it a chance.
It's very much a Ready Player One. Have you watched Ready Player One, the film?
I have, yeah. It is very much like that. I know what you mean.
It's very much Ready Player One-esque. The cyberpunk is a genre that's very Japanesey. It's I want to say it's a niche market, but you've got to be into that type of sort of filmography to watch it. Yeah. I like the futuristic elements, but it was just on the borderline of being too futuristic. But I was still with it.
But yeah, so for me, I think I will give it. I think I will get back into it. I think I'll start it. I might. See, now I've bought the new PC. I might try it on PC. I might buy it. I might try it. I'm in two minds though. I'm in two minds. I wonder what chat thinks. Chat, what do you think of the of Cyberpunk? Is it something for you or not?
Yeah, has anyone in chat played Cyberpunk? I think Judge said he played it, but it was too buggy. I don't know whether they've patched it enough to find out exactly what's whether they've got it to a state where it's a good release. But I hope that doesn't happen for Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what I mean? I think they released too early. There's loads of games that you see, even games that are, especially on Steam, you see games that have been in like an alpha beta stage for over 6 years, and you just think, are you ever actually going to release your game properly? I don't know how they get away with it. I really don't. Especially
when they're charging, like Sony PlayStation have been fined 15 billion. How are they going to give that money back as well? Did you hear about that?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, basically, Sony PlayStation have been taken to court for the cost of their games, and they've got, I think is it 15? I think chat might know, it's 15 billion pounds they've been sued for overpricing games, and that's going back to consumers. So if you've got a PlayStation and you've been buying games from Sony, each person can claim up to 500 quid back. Diabetic says in chat. That's awesome.
That is crazy.
That's awesome, but yeah, overpriced. Like, why are they not doing it to Xbox though? That makes me think. Have Xbox had the same issue, or is it just Sony? Why is it just Sony?
Well, exactly, because sure, well, unless it's Sony exclusive games, but there isn't that many exclusive games for it to be that much money. I don't think. No, so you would think it would be the same for both, but who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe they're coming for Xbox next. They'll get the 15 million from Sony, and then Xbox, your turn, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
PJ, my computer is fine, by the way. Thank you very much for asking. Yeah, it's great. It's great. I love it.
I was going to ask you about this actually. So you've streamed on console. You've streamed on console through a PC before. That's what your main setup was.
Yeah.
You've now moved into a dual PC setup, aren't you?
That's the plan in the long run. Right now, we're just running off the new PC. I am going to eventually, because to be honest with you, with the gear I've got, I don't have the Go XLR, which is probably the best way I would utilize a dual PC. With my Wave XLR that I use for my microphone, you can't run dual PC. There's no line out at all, so there's no way of using a dual PC. So unless I upgrade to a Go XLR, there's no real point. And to be honest with you, I've not really noticed any. I get the points of the dual PC because you've got one for your game, one for your stream. If your game goes down, your stream doesn't go down, and vice versa. So I do want to have that set up, but for now it works for me, and I'll probably just stick to as I am.
Yeah, I think it's horses for courses. I streamed on one PC with a console for ages. I went to a single PC streaming setup, which I did struggle a little bit with because I was playing on the same PC as I was gaming with, and I was running on 3060. It was okay, but you have to downgrade your quality so it can handle stream as well as gaming. But definitely moving to a dual PC setup, it does make things a lot easier. Like, I've got a Go XLR. And I've got the full Go XLR, not the Go XLR Mini. So I've got the full. Let's go.
He's got the full bifter.
I've got the full bifter. So yeah, it's a case of it's what you'd find useful. I know you spent a lot of money on your PC. What graphics card and spec have you got for that PC then? 3080, 32 gigs of RAM at what speed is it? 3600 megahertz, which is, I believe, good. This is coming from a guy who works in IT, and I've just said I believe good. Obviously, I don't know that much about it, but that's kind of not part of my job at this point. And it's an i7 1170K, so it's not the newest processor, but it's a generation behind. So it'll do me nicely, I think. I think with a 3080, you'll be able to stream and game on the same computer. You've got enough graphics. Is it a 10 gig card?
I think so. Yeah. It is. It's 10 gig.
I think you'll have more than enough power. I was on 3060, and that's where I think I bottlenecked. I think I bottlenecked on my 3060. But yeah, I think you should be fine.
Yeah, and I've got the CPUs unlocked as well, so I can overclock if I want to. I've never dabbled in the old overclocking thing. I have no idea how to do it. If anyone does in chat, by all means, send me how to do it, because I have no idea. This comes from an IT pro right here.
But you don't need to. Thing is, I always say, if it works really good as it is, don't overclock it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's my principle. Like, I'm always tempted to tweak stuff. But yeah, I don't really play around with it that much.
So I wanted to ask you, because I've never actually asked you this. How did you get into streaming? Where did this all come about?
Yeah, well, I got into streaming through lockdown, sort of February, March of 2021. I was playing games on my console anyway, and I was playing with a few mates, and I was like, I might just spin up a stream on Twitch. And I started doing it, and I was like, let's see where it goes. If I'm streaming anyway, I will probably, if I was playing games anyway, I'll probably stream. And if something comes of it, brilliant. And I was just, as I am now, just little old me, playing some games, having some fun, and just enjoying myself. And that's the main thing. So I started playing on a console. I started playing Call of Duty for my sins on a console, streaming through a PC, playing with an XIM, which is like a Cronus, playing with that. I admit it, I played with a Cronus before. But I enjoyed it, and then I went from, and I started doing that, and then I really enjoyed it. I was like, okay, I feel like I want to sort of set a schedule, and I did like a 3-day schedule. My schedule hasn't changed forever. It's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, standard, and I do 10 hours a week. That's it. I'm not doing any more, any less. 10 hours a week, and people are like, why don't you do 4 or 5 days? I don't want to. I enjoy what I do. Why change it if it works? It works.
Exactly. And you've got a life to work around that, mate. It's the same as me. You know, you need to make time for both. And we've spoken about this in the past. You've got to have that balance between streaming. You know, I'm quite an obsessive. I've got quite an obsessive personality. So if I get hooked on something, I will just be obsessed with it. You know, you can see I drink beer constantly. I'm obsessed with drinking beer. I smoke. It's not great. I've got an obsessive personality, but I've got into streaming, and now this has become my sole focus. Obviously, other than my wife, well, soon to be wife, and my little boy. This is my sole focus on what I want to do, and obviously my job as well. I've got to focus on that as well, because otherwise I don't have a roof over my head. But you never know. This might one day turn into a job. Who knows? But
would you want it to turn into a job though? That's my question.
I don't know. I think if it did, I'd still want to find balance, because
if someone said to you, you could do this as a job, you've got to do 10 hours a day for 5 days a week.
I mean, if they were paying me a very good wage, and
if you were only getting it off of the channel.
Not right now.
If you lost let's say you lost your job tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you had 3 months of no income.
Right. Yeah.
What if you couldn't find a job, you'd do streaming. But would you find, because it's a job, it'd be more stressful, you'd be more concerned about making money from your stream?
What I wouldn't like is the pressure, because it's nice when you work for an employer, you don't worry about that job security. You know what I mean? If you're locked in a job and you've got a good contract, and you know you've got that job security, you're fine. If you go into streaming and you do this full time, you've got no job security. You know, to me, I constantly think that maybe one day, if I did it as a full-time job and it took off, and you know I had loads of viewers and all this, one day that might just disappear overnight. You know what I mean? And then if it does, you've got no income. You've got no way to support your family. So for me, I don't know. I don't think I could handle that pressure. I think it would mess with my mental health.
It's not a guaranteed income. It's very subjective to the games market, your internet connection, the people in the world. Like, let's say there's a fucking plague and it wipes out half the world. That could be half your audience gone. Like, we're currently working from home in lockdown, or working from home after lockdown. What if the company that people are working for mandates going into the office? You've lost that audience. You're gone. So your revenue stream stops. I'm the same as you. I couldn't deal with the pressure or the stress. Like, I'm happy with my 9 to 5. I enjoy my 9 to 5. Subject to current circumstances with redundancies, I'm happy with it. But I very much keep my stream and my work separate. I don't see streaming as work. If it turns into work, I'm like, fuck, I don't want this to be a job.
You don't, you don't, and that's why I do it. I do it to unwind. I do it to meet new people, chat to people that, you know, usually are very like-minded, like me. They're into gaming. Usually they're a streamer themselves. So I gauge off that, and I don't think I could handle feeling like I don't enjoy this, because then it's not, why do it? It's, you know what I mean? If I wouldn't say I enjoy going to work. If someone, I don't know about you, but if someone enjoys going to work, personally, I think they're mental, because all I want to do really is be at home with my partner, with my kid, and spend as much time as I can. I kind of, I don't crave to go to work. I drag myself out of bed every morning. Not that I don't mind my job. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
just in case your boss is watching.
Yeah. Just in case you're watching, Kev. I do love my job, mate. But yeah, so I don't think I'd like to do it as a job. I wouldn't mind having a little side hustle. Don't get me wrong. But I would stick to how it is, because I like my schedule. I stream after my son's gone to bed, so I make sure I get time with him. I make sure that I have a night off in between, so I do Monday, have a night off Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. If Liv's here, she'll disagree with me, because she'll say, well, actually those nights you meant to spend with me, you're in OBG stream, so so she might disagree with that, but I have all the best intentions to spend time with her in the evenings that I'm not streaming, and then the weekends are my own. So you've just got to have a good balance and get a schedule that works for you.
Yeah. What's your schedule? So how many hours a week do you stream then? From your?
I'd say roughly. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:30 UK time. And then if I might stream for 2 to 3 hours per evening, there's no set time to end. It's usually I want to kind of end up at around 10 p.m. because then I can go to bed, have a good night's sleep, and get up for work the following morning. But yeah, I'd say maybe 10, probably similar to you. We pretty much have the same schedule, just on different days.
It works really well, I think. Yeah, when you said when we talked about this and you said your schedule was Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm like, fucking banging. I do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's amazing. Because like Twitch isn't a competition, and that's the strange thing. Some people are like really precious over their audience.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's not a precious thing. It's like, if people want to come and have fun with me, fantastic. If people want to come and sit in someone else's chat, fantastic. Like, why would you deny someone the enjoyment by saying, oh, you're one of my people? Like, fuck off. Like, I don't put my stamp on you because you come into my chat and sub to my channel. Like, there's a weird misconception over streamers who like when they raid, like, I raid to anyone. Like, if I'll raid into you, I'll raid into Krusty, I'll raid into PJ, I'll raid into anyone who's live. Yeah. Even new people. And the way I see it is, if you raid into someone and the person who you've brought into from your community into their community finds them as enjoyable or more enjoyable than you, and they stay in their stream and never come back to yours, fantastic. Like, exactly. It doesn't bother me. Like, I've found you a new home, I'm happy, because if someone's more entertaining than me, brilliant. That's the way I see it. But some people are like, I don't want to raid into that person because they're better than me. Well, up your fucking game.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. No, I'm all for it. When I raid out, I only raid out because it doesn't matter to me if I've got 2 viewers, 3 viewers, or no viewers. I'll always, at the end of my stream, I never want to click end. I always want to raid out to somebody, just because it just shows that, I'm thinking of them. So I will always raid out to, usually when I'm live and I finish up, because we stream on different nights. You're never usually on, but I'll go to like Bait or Daffy or someone like that, someone that I know from the community I get on very well with. But even the other night, I jumped into Mummy D's stream because usual guys weren't on, and I thought I was already followed to Mummy D, but I wasn't. So I noticed that she was live, so I was like, I'll go say hello to Mummy D. I brought a couple of people in me. I think Krusty was there, and Tay as well, who was at the Manchester Meet-up.
Yeah, Taylor Kershaw. Yeah.
And we jumped in and just said hello to Mummy D. And I have no kind of qualms. I have no like favourites really. I just go with who's live, and then you know what I mean. There's no point getting precious over it, because you're just doing it to help somebody. You don't want to make it about you, and that's not what it's there for, I don't think.
Exactly. I have the same sentiment as well. I'm glad we're sort of singing from the same hymn sheet, to coin a really shitty phrase. Yeah, we're singing from the same hymn sheet, because same with the Discord, man. Like, you've been in my Discord for a while now. It's a very open Discord. Like, people who contribute to the Discord get to know people, and then they grow from that networking. Like, you're the same as me. I put everything on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Like, they're my main 3 places. But there's some people who come into Discords, and this is me being frank, who will come into a Discord, try and put a self-promo notification out and expect to grow. and it doesn't work. I cannot hammer that point home. Have you had experiences of that as well?
Yeah, and I've been part of those Discords. And when I first started streaming, all I was told, really, from other people was just get in these Discords. You know, we do these raid trains and stuff like that, and it's meant to help boost your channel. And I just kind of felt like no one really here cares about each other. Everyone's just here to self-promo. No one's here to actually invest in just getting to know people. Everyone just wants to... it's just about themselves. And I just didn't realize... I didn't like... And I think that's why I first got burnt out by streaming, because I just felt like... Because I was trying my best. I was jumping into people's streams. I was saying hello. And then when I would stream, no one would, to be frank, would return the favour. And I'd kind of feel like, well, why am I investing all this time? You know what I mean? Spending time with people. But then I thought to myself, oh, whatever. And then I stopped streaming. And then when I got back into it, I left all those Discords. And then obviously found you and found the team OBG. And it's not that place at all. It's not about self-promo. It's not about, like you say, it's not about you. You know, when you come into a Discord and it's titled OBG, people are just thinking it's about you posting your Discord and posting whenever you're live, but it's not about that at all. It's about just everyone getting to know each other and having a vibe, and that's what I thrive off, and I'm just dead thankful that I joined it, and obviously now we're here doing a podcast together, my friend.
This wouldn't have happened, would it? There's so many small connections that you make over a year and a half. Like, I've got more friends in our Discord than I have IRL friends. Like, people wouldn't... Like, I've got like a group of mates who I've grown up with. Yeah. I get together with them like every few months to go for a curry.
Yeah.
Like, I speak to you guys every day.
Exactly.
Literally every day, which speaks volumes. And for anyone out there, what would be your 3 tips for anyone who's new to streaming?
Anyone who's new to streaming. So I would say it's a similar tip to yours, I'd say, because I know what one of yours is going to be. Actually, I don't want to say it because I'll probably take it off you. Say it. If I go the same, we'll yeah. Turn your view account off. I don't, and this is a tip that you taught me, because that's something I never really thought of before I met you and jumped into your stream. Turn it off, because it doesn't mean anything. If you're streaming for viewers and streaming for that clout, you're not doing, to me, you're not doing it. You want to be enjoying yourself. Like you say, I could have one person in my chat, I could have 20 people in my chat. All I really want is to be having fun. If I'm playing a game and enjoying myself, usually what helps me is that when I play with my friends, my IRL friends, because I've got them and I'm talking to them, if people jump in my chat, that's great, because, I can bounce off them as well. But I'm not just talking into the void, because I'm already talking to someone. So I'd say do that as well. That's another tip. If you're trying streaming, try and stream with your friends. Try and get to meet people in Discords, play games with them, because then you don't feel so isolated and alone when you're streaming.
Definitely.
And then my last tip, God, what could be my last tip? You don't have to have a great camera, but get a face cam. Get a face cam, let people see your face. There's tons of streams that I've jumped into and they don't have a face cam. And for me, I drop off straight away, because I'm watching a streamer to get to know them, get to know what they're about, and get to just see not necessarily what their life's all about, but just to kind of get to know somebody a bit. So I'd say get a face cam, definitely. Yeah.
Good tips. Yeah.
What about you?
I would probably say the same. View account. Like, when I first started, I got the little widget that says view account and put it next to my camera, and that's all I was focusing on. Like, why the fuck am I focusing on a number when I'm there to have fun? Yeah. So agree. First one, view account, get gone. The only time I know how many people are in my chat is when I use the /raid command at the end of my stream. Yeah. And then that number goes up and I'm like, oh, brilliant. I've got 10 people, 15 people, 20 people, whatever. Yeah. And that's when you can go, fucking hell, it's been a good stream, or it's been an average stream, or okay, a bit quiet, but hey ho, it doesn't matter, because you're finishing anyway. What numbers don't matter. Yeah. The second one for me is get yourself some fucking notes. Make a list of bullet points and talking points that you're going to talk about on stream. Like, I'll tell you what my ones were. This is verbatim from my stream this week. V-Bucks and merch giveaway. We're running a giveaway for September. Yeah. Beer cans from Pete /Cap. So the beer cans and stuff that came on the stream. Manchester fun. Eye test. I had an eye test today. I need reading glasses. I didn't even talk about that on my stream. Didn't even get there. But it was a talking point.
Exactly.
Movie nights, spooky fun. So movie nights, we're doing the Paranormal Activity. I didn't even speak about that either. Fortnite customs, 24th of September. Again, we're doing Fortnite customs. 10% off merch for September. Another little bullet point.
Yeah.
Moxie tier 3 subbed on my channel. First time I've had a tier 3 sub after Krusty. Old Man Eyes reading glasses. There's another one. Leeds Christmas Market Meet-up and podcast today. So they were my talking points. Make a list of bullet points that you want to talk about or something to prompt you if your chat goes quiet.
Exactly. Right. And that's a tip that I don't do. So now you've told me that, not a bad idea. I'll probably do the same. You know what I mean? And that's the key with that you that's why I don't like streaming every day, because you don't have I don't have that much of an interest in life to stream every day and have stuff going on, because I'm streaming or I'm at work or I'm watching my kid or live stream my ear off about something. That's all that goes on in my life. So if I streamed every day, I would have nothing to say. So I like having a day between, or leave a weekend, because then I can go away and go to the gig like I did on Saturday. And I'll tell you that story in a minute. You already know a bit of the story, but I will get into that in a second. And that is what I do. And I think if I streamed every day, you would just have nothing to say, personally. And so I agree with you.
Yeah. And we want to run these podcasts for about 45 minutes to an hour, and I'm conscious we're coming up to an hour. Yes, Do you want to save the gig story for next podcast?
Let's save it. That can be a little teaser. For chat.
A little tidbit. Yeah. Mellend went out for obviously we were in Manchester and Mellend couldn't come to Manchester because he had a gig that was pre-planned. He went to this gig and something happened. We're not going to tell you what happened, but it's funny. It's as if he came out to Manchester with us. Yeah, but this is I tell you what, like an hour's gone so quick.
Flown by, mate. Flown by.
Yeah, and that's the good thing. It's like if you're chatting and you're talking and the conversation's flowing. So fucking happy, dude, that we got together and we've reinvigorated the podcast. So thank you so much for coming in, everyone who's been here for the chats. We're going to try and make these around 45 minutes to an hour, because we put them on Spotify and Apple Music, and it means you can listen back in your car on your way to work, and you can always listen to the episodes. They're not going to be 2+ hours anymore. They're too fucking long. So we're going to do them 45 minutes to an hour, which makes them a little bit more easy to digest and catch up on. We're going to be updating these to Spotify and Apple Music within the next 24 hours. So if you weren't available to be in chat on Twitch today, by all means, get us on Apple Music and Spotify. If you wanted to, if you aren't following the channel, make sure you follow us on twitch.tv/Streamers Unscripted. You can find us on Apple Music and Spotify under the same name, Streamers Unscripted Podcast. So Mellend, final words?
Thank you everybody for watching. It's been a great first podcast. I'm so happy to be here, honestly. I'm so glad that you thought of me when thinking of getting the podcast back together. I've had a lot of fun tonight, and I can't wait for the next episode. And I think we're gonna smash it, mate. And I appreciate everyone who's come in and come and said hello and come and stay for the entire thing. I really appreciate you all.
Fantastic. Thank you ever so much for the resubs, the subs, the bits to get that hype train. If you aren't already in the Discord, !Discord, come and join us. We've got a channel there where you can suggest topics. So we're really keen for everyone to come and contribute and get some talking points around anything live, streaming, world events, whatever you feel that we can give our opinions on. That's what we want to do and chat about. So amazing first podcast, man. Thank you so much for everyone being here. For Mellend, all your credit to you for setting everything up on your PC and getting everything ready to roll. So I appreciate it a lot, dude. I appreciate it a lot.
No problem, mate. And it's been fun. And I cannot wait for the next episode.
Yes, every Thursday, 9 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. EST. We will catch you next week, people. But for now, see you later.
See you later.